Congratulating Laura for being February's Member of the Month. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Woo. So I'm excited to learn a little bit more about you, tell the people about you and stuff. But tell some general information. What's your occupation, age? Where are you from? Usual class time.
So I'm 19 years old. I'm a student at NC State, and I work at the bookstore at NC State Wolfpack Outfitters.
Yeah.
And then my normal class time would be 6:30 most of the time, but if I could come in early, I could. And then I'm from Framingham, Massachusetts. But my dad's job moved us down here when I was 3, so I basically grew up here.
So yeah, you grew up in Raleigh and stuff like that. Yeah, you're not a true Yankee or whatever, right? There we go. And so you like working at the bookstore?
Yeah, I've worked there since summer before my freshman year.
Okay. And then pretty much been doing that the entire time, or?
Yep.
Okay, nice. You get some good discounts on the stuff in there?
Just free books, which is good.
Well, I mean, those get pretty expensive and stuff like that, so that's nice. Yeah. I should have worked at the bookstore then.
If I stay there all 4 years, I should get a free cap and gown.
Oh, that's also very much worth it. What do you go to state for?
I'm trying to coda into design studies.
Okay.
And then do a minor in computer programming so I can do more graphic design with it.
What are your goals in the future with that? You got anything that you're specifically shooting for?
Not anything specific right now, but maybe like web development or marketing with like businesses that I can travel around with or anything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of, into the marketing field or the web design or whatever. That's always going to be around now.
Yeah.
The computer and the internet, stuff like that. Job security right there, right? So cool. And then I know we had talked about, but you're a dual citizen? Okay. So like, I'm assuming Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, in the U.S. Were you just like born with that, or?
Well, my dad kind of set it up when I was a baby, and he was gonna do it with my brother, but they never got around to it.
So you're a dual citizen, but Colin's not a dual citizen? Interesting. Okay, and is there anything cool you get to do with your dual citizenship?
I guess if I go to Canada, I have the option to not come back, but
yeah, you can just stay there or something like that.
Yeah, my grandparents are trying to get me to go to school up there, but
like for college or something like that. Would you want to do that?
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it'd be freezing during the school year when you're up there and stuff like that.
Dad said he had to do like tunnels and stuff when it snowed.
Oh, geez.
Because I guess it's easier for them.
But
then they won't have to.
But they literally dug tunnels like get to classes and stuff like that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not used to that kind of snow. My kind of snow is like, what you're used to.
Yeah.
Where it's just like barely a dusting and then everything shuts down. Whatever. I couldn't imagine having to still go to school with the tunnels that you were digging. Stuff like that. That's crazy. And then, do y'all go up to Canada pretty often, or?
Before COVID, we used to go every summer with my cousins, but then after everything shut down, and they're kind of like more cautious now.
Okay.
So now they just come down for Christmas. And they actually left yesterday.
Oh, nice. There we go. And then so you used to go up there all the time, stuff like that. And now your cousins come down for like the holidays, things like that. Are they pretty like your pretty typical Canadian or whatever, stereotypical Canadian? Yeah. I feel like your dad is a very if y'all don't know Chris, for some reason he's Canadian, but he's very very stereotypical like Canadian or whatever. He's just like I don't know. He just embodies it well, I guess. Like we'll say that. But that's funny. Just think of like the rest of your family as well as just like a bunch of your stereotypical Canadians.
Yeah, my friends always say that they can't understand my grandparents' accent.
Oh, is it that thick?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I sometimes can't either, but I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, I guess living with them and stuff like that. Cool. And then so, at State, you're also like doing other things rather than just working at the bookstore. You're in the marching band as well.
Yeah, I was in the marching band my first year.
Okay.
I did bass drum, and then it was a little bit too much, so I quit it last semester.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to start it again when my course load lines up, maybe like senior year or something.
Okay. Cool. And so I guess, and then you were playing drums or whatever, but all throughout high school, middle school, stuff like that.
Yeah, it actually started, my brother, he started drums first, and I would watch his lessons. So then when he gave it up, I picked it up and then never stopped.
Okay, so you kind of like took his place or whatever.
Yeah. We did a little studio kind of thing in Anger. It's Ellington Studios with my neighbors. And then when I got into school band, I kind of just did that and then did marching band.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And then, I mean, so you're wanting to get back into the whole marching band stuff when you're
I really loved it.
Yeah. I'm assuming that was a crap ton of time. I mean,
I was.
You're probably like doing, I mean, practice early in the morning, after school stuff too, and then I mean, you're probably traveling around with did y'all travel with the football team?
Yeah, they just went to Orlando for the bowl game.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And they go to some away games, yeah.
Yeah, but that'd be really cool. Just get to go to Orlando and go down there, play for a game, and then I'm assuming they get to stand there a little bit longer than just the game. And
yeah, they went to Universal Studios, or I think.
Yeah, that's down there.
Down there? Yeah. And then when I was in there, I got to go to Kentucky and
didn't you go to like England too?
Yeah, we went to England. Yeah.
I mean,
that was awesome.
What'd y'all go to England for? Was that like a competition or something like that?
We just played at the Brighton soccer game.
Okay.
Or football game.
Oh yeah, football or whatever, right?
The guy in front of me in line was like, "You Americans, this is a soccer game for you."
Yeah. Oh geez, yeah. I mean, I can't follow the game of soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I like American football, real football, sort of thing, right? And so I guess while you've been at state and stuff like that, and working at the bookstore, how do you find the time to fit in like your fitness, your CrossFit?
At first, I thought that I would have to give it up because I was living at school. But then that didn't work out. So when I moved home, I made sure to fit it in and kind of plan my classes around CrossFit.
Yeah, there you go.
Which wasn't a problem at all. I just it was in my best interest anyway to be home by like 4 or 5 anyway.
Yeah.
So I can go to the 6:30 every time.
Yeah, there you go.
Stay consistent, get the 225 club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then that's something cool too is like you and your dad both made the 225 club, which was crazy. I mean, well, your dad, I think he was gonna make it no matter what. He was gonna make sure he made that.
Yeah.
And then he was like, when you learned that you were so close, she was like, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then y'all both ended up winning the drawing and stuff like that for the 225 club. That's cool. I mean, you're the first inaugural 225 club, and then y'all both end up winning. Yeah. And how's that been working out with your family? I mean, your mom and your dad and you, but all kind of come in and work out.
It's pretty good. It makes I think it makes it better because even though a lot of people here are familiar to me, my family's like the closest to me, so we kind of like cheer each other on, or we have like the healthy competition going on. But like on Saturdays when we go together and we're running outside around the building, mom's like running ahead of dad, and dad's like, ah.
Yeah, you better slow down or whatever. I mean, it's cool because y'all will come in like Saturdays, usually be like partners, teammates, things like that for whatever it is for that Saturday class. And then it's cool to see y'all work together and then see all 3 of y'all improve and progress. Yeah. I mean, now you just need to get your mom part of the 225 club. It's like, what the heck? Gene, you were so far back, and then everybody else was so far ahead. Yeah. And then has kind of like working out consistently gotten you into is that why you've gotten into ROTC and things like that? Or how'd you get into ROTC?
I did want Well, I wanted to kind of find purpose.
Okay.
So, like, when I was doing school, I was kind of like having trouble picturing what I would do afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I here? So I wanted to do something like with a purpose and helping people and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So doing the ROTC would kind of use my physical strength to help me.
Yeah.
So I would be able to kind of maybe do like logistics or supply chain management,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of help bring like aid or anything to people that need it, like maybe from natural disasters or something.
Yeah.
And kind of, I like to manage things,
Okay.
kind of organized, so
Yeah.
that would also tie into it.
Yeah. And so somehow kind of bring the fitness that you've gained through working out, and then also the degree that you're going for, and try and find something, use RTC as a way to find something to work towards after college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so is that what you're shooting for, is kind of like you said logistics or some
Yeah.
sort of managerial role or whatever? Okay. Yeah, and then you're shooting for what branch of the military?
Navy.
Navy?
Marines.
Yeah. Okay. What made you decide on like the Navy and Marines?
Well, it was mostly just what I'm familiar with. My 2 cousins are in the Marines right now, and then my grandfather's a veteran.
Okay. So just kind of like following the lineage or whatever. Cool. And I mean, you've been pretty, I mean, we talked earlier, but you've been pretty consistent with working out and stuff before CrossFit. Right. Well, you've always done something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that. Like, I think you mentioned like when you were younger doing like the run club or something like that.
Yeah, I did the Girls on the Run club in elementary school.
Uh-huh.
And then I got my middle school to start it because they didn't have it before I came.
Okay.
So I started up with my English teacher.
Nice.
And then so they have like little races at the end of the year that I would run with my dad.
Nice. There you go. And do you still go back and like see your middle school Girls on the Run club or anything like that?
No, I don't know if it's still there.
Oh, you need to go
I
back
hope
and
so.
check in on it.
Yeah.
Be like, I started this thing. It better keep going, right? There you go. And then, so you kind of then ran into like COVID, and then that whole time frame kind of stopped you from working out and everything.
Yeah.
And then got into working out, and I think y'all joined around like the beginning of 2021 sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think
Cool.
it was right after Mother's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, a good Mother's Day present
Yeah.
for Jean or whatever, right? And I remember you and Jean coming in, and Jean was like, yeah, my husband's going to come in and try it out. And then next thing I know, she's then telling me, like, because I think that was right when Chris broke his leg from skiing or whatever, or just a little bit after. And she was like, yeah, oh yeah, he just recently broke his leg. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that would be like the story we would tell people, and that was when they didn't know him, so did he exist or not?
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
broke his leg.
Yeah, he broke his leg. I mean, I couldn't imagine. Be careful skiing. If y'all ever go skiing, be careful. I've heard of more like leg injuries or breaks or whatever from that. I think I was even talking to another member. They had talked about how when they were skiing in Colorado, they did basically like the same thing that Chris did, and then broke their leg or whatever, and they had to go to the hospital, get it surgically like repaired, stuff like that.
Yeah, the
There's-
scariest ride down was following him in a sled, because I was like, oh.
Like if he falls
now
off
I see
or
what
something like that again.
happens.
Oh, because you were, so you were behind him when
Yeah,
that
it
whole
was
thing
at
happened?
the top of the hill, and he was going. It was like kind of a split path, so he was on this one, and me and Colin were on this one,
Mm-hmm.
and we were waiting for him at the joint, but he never came down. So then we had to follow him down once the sled got him downward.
Oh, okay. So the EMS or whatever, he was on their sled.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like y'all were behind him and you saw him.
Oh no.
Okay, that'd been traumatizing or something like that. But anyways, we're getting into all that crap.
He's probably told it a million times.
yeah. But it's cool how again y'all have been consistent even though like stuff like that happens and stuff like that. But I mean, what was your biggest challenge prior to joining the TCF family?
It was consistency and probably keeping a healthy weight. because before, like right when I joined, I was losing a good amount of weight, and then when I took the break and for school, the dining hall, I gained it all back.
Yeah, the
I
freshman,
got that
freshman 15 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, times 2.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so once I came back, I realized that I needed to
Get back into
Get back into
consistency
it, yeah.
and everything. Yeah. I guess how'd that make you feel? How'd the lack of like kind of consistency and then the break at college make you feel?
Yeah, it kind of made me feel like all over the place, disorganized. I felt like I didn't have like structure, you know, like at least now I know I'm always going to the gym tonight, and then I like classes help with that too.
Oh yeah.
So even though I like the break, but I needed something to do.
Yeah, give you a little bit of purpose or whatever,
Yeah.
right? And so I guess what happened after you got back into the swing of things? What changed after rejoining, let's say after the break of college?
Yeah, I started eating healthier. Like the coaches really help with any advice on nutrition and stuff.
Mhm.
And instead of working out so that I can eat, I like eat to fuel my workouts instead of kind of using it as an excuse to do whatever I want.
Do like a
'Cause that
little
didn't
mind
help.
shift. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like you said, when you go to the dining hall and then all this food is like just there and it tastes so good, it's like, oh.
The unlimited ice cream, yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially at State when you got the Howlin' Cow ice cream there, just very much like on tap or whatever. You walk up and it just dispenses and then that's it. It's like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. And I mean, even before you took the little hiatus for going to college and stuff, I mean, what changed kind of when you initially started? Like, did you have like a lot of experience with fitness or knowledge with fitness or anything like that, or?
Oh yeah, I didn't have any knowledge. I I didn't really have any knowledge on running either. I just did it, and then I came here and I didn't even know what double unders were, or I didn't know like how to really safely lift or anything. Or I've never lifted before actually, and then that's good because I was learning from the beginning, so I didn't have any like
bad habits or anything. Yeah. And so, what kind of specific positive impacts have you seen? Like, I know you kind of mentioned learning how to lift, kind of getting some nutrition advice, learning kind of that route, things like that. Maybe learning that discipline, consistency. I guess any other positive impacts that you saw?
Other than like getting stronger and being able to do everything easier, like everyday things. Like we installed the pull-up bar and I was lugging the 80-pound concrete bags, and the guys at Home Depot were like, do you need help?
Yeah. You're like, no, I got this.
I got it.
Yeah, when we do sandbag work or whatever in the gym, it's just like the same thing as the concrete bags, right? Yeah. I mean, that's also something that you don't think about is like, okay, I work out to be healthier, feel better, but then also like things outside of the gym would just start to feel lighter and easier, and you'll be able to do just more of it.
Yeah, I want to be able to, like, I don't want to rely on anyone. It's like what you mentioned when we first got in here, like, I don't want to be sitting on the couch when I'm 80 years old. I want to be still here.
Exactly. You want to be kicking ass into your 90s, stuff like that, right? You want to be independent when you're older. You want to be able to go and do whatever the heck it is, right? You don't want to think, oh, I don't know if I should be able to do that or should do that, right? You just want to be able to go out there and just do it. Yeah, it's good. And I guess, what would you say to somebody that's on the fence about joining?
I would say that it's easier to say, like, oh, I'll go to the gym tomorrow, or I'll start the diet tomorrow, especially after the holidays. But, it's better to do. I like this quote. It was like, it's not too late to be what you might have been. So like I could have back in the beginning of college when I originally wanted to join ROTC in high school, but I just didn't. And then the beginning of college, like, oh, I could have joined ROTC.
Like from the very
yeah.
beginning sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Or I could have done this, but it's better to say like, oh, I did this and I got a full wall walk or full rope climb, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like the taking out all the what ifs or whatever.
Yeah.
Just give it a shot. Take the chance, whatever it is. I mean,
Yeah.
what's worse that can happen? You just learn you don't like it and
Yeah.
you just move on or whatever sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the take. I had a quote in my head and just kind of went away. But it's just kind of like the whole again. I'm just gonna reiterate the same thing, like taking away the what ifs. You don't ever want to think back and be like, oh, I should have tried that or whatever sort of thing. Just take the chance or whatever, right?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see where I'm at next year.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's a whole new step ahead
Yeah.
or whatever sort of thing. You're looking back now, you're like, hey, I'm so happy that I continued with it. I started ROTC when I did. Oh, that's the quote I was going to say. Like the best time to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is to plant it today, right? So no, you didn't start at ROTC when you went to school, but at least you've started it now, and now you just continue with it. Or hey, you didn't start CrossFit in 2020, but you started in 2021, and you're at least continuing with it, sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. But Laura, thank you again for being February's Member of the Month and everything like that. Thank you for taking the time to let the people learn a little bit more about you and everything, and then all that fun stuff.